Welcome back guys to another GTA video, and in today's one we have the Cluckin Bell Raid. Now the tier 4 requirement for completing this in under 45 minutes really does sound daunting, doesn't it? But I'm here to let you know that it is in fact really quite easy to get this done. Now first things first, if you look up in the top left hand corner of the screen there, that is the completion time, and that will remain there all the way through each of the 6 missions that we do, the 5 setups and the finale. That will give you a rough idea of how quickly we manage to get these setups done. Helping me out on this one today is Grey Guts and Nodix, but unfortunately for them, as I am the leader of this playthrough, I will be the only one that gets the 45-minute requirement ticked off. We do however go through again 3 times in total, and each of us get that requirement ticked off as leader, completing it in less than 45 minutes. But here we are on the first mission, going to steal the cash for the funding of the heist itself, and it's fairly straightforward. One person to each of the locations, get inside the locations and take out the 3 guys inside, and taking all the cash. Do not worry too much about any of the guards outside. All you're looking to do is clear a path to that blue dot to get inside this building here. Don't worry about taking out everybody else, as once you're inside you've only got 3 to worry about, and once you're back outside, as you can see, it's a straight run to the car. You do also have your snacks and armour, so just make sure you're spamming them while you're making your way inside and outside on this one. Straightforward. Once you're out, you're heading back to Vincent's lockup. Taking a quick look on the minimap, you can see both Grey Guts and Nodix have collected all their cash and are heading back to the lockup as well. And up in the top left there you can see we have in fact completed this one in a time of 4 minutes and 40 seconds. And don't worry too much about the time, just make sure that you are getting to your location, doing what you need to do and getting back as quickly as possible, and there won't be any issues in getting it done in under 45 minutes. But there you go, first one completed. Moving on now to breaking and entering. Now this one here was probably the most difficult one for us anyway. As you can see, I am going to be heading down to the Terabyte. Meanwhile, Grey Guts and Nodix are both heading over to Del Perro, and the reason they're both heading over there is because of the guy that we're trying to find with the laptop. He must have about 5 or 6 different spawn locations, and trying to find him was just about impossible sometimes, so sent the 2 of them over there while I dealt with the Terabyte. Now the Terabyte will either be up to this location here or just on the opposite side of the road right behind me. Once you get to the Terabyte, it's quite simple. Take out all the drones. There must be about 9 or 10 drones that actually spawn in. Once you've taken them out, it's straight inside the Terabyte and collecting that device. After collecting that hacking device, we are outside the Terabyte and making our way towards the train. We're not bothered about the laptop. Grey Guts and Nodix are still searching over there on Del Perro Pier. Now thinking about it, maybe with us playing it on hard does make the spawn location for that laptop a little bit more difficult, but with these missions being so simple anyway, we had to give ourselves a bit of a challenge playing it on hard. But heading down here to Elysian Island and the train, what we're going to do is we're going to come around this side here and make our way in from this side. Now it is at this point you are hoping that the guys on Del Perro Pier are starting to find that laptop, because what I did notice in each of the playthroughs that we did, the key that should be spawning once you take out these guards at the bottom here should spawn in, but it won't spawn in until that laptop has been picked up. As you see here, we've got Grey Guts located it, he's now going to pick it up, and my green key will spawn on the map, even though I took the guard out a good 20 seconds ago. Once we have picked up the key however, it's just a case of making your way back to the front of that train and getting on board. You do not need to worry about the other players, all you're concentrating on is getting that train further up the tracks. The mission endpoint is when the train reaches a certain trigger, going through one of the tunnels further up. It's not about where the other players are, so you don't need to worry about them. The only thing you need to worry about is these red circles and spamming right on the D-pad. to make sure that you are hacking those lights and getting them changed to green. If you don't hack them in time, the emergency brakes will slam on and the train will slow down and come to a stop. There you can see I just missed it slightly and it slowed me down quite a bit. But Grey Guts has in fact caught up to me and he's jumped onto the back of the train, get thrown off there again I think, and there is Dino in the new Gauntlet Interceptor, trying his best to take out a few of the guards, but it's pretty pointless. All he needs to do is stay out the way. And once again we have Grey Guts on the back of the train, but making our way up through the train tracks here. You can see up in the top left we did in fact complete this in a time of 6 minutes and 47 seconds, and the mission endpoint is coming through this tunnel here, and that is it, completed. Moving on to what is going to be your quickest setup, or should be, is the concealed weapons. Now, we're not too fussed about what weapons we have, what weapons we don't have. We are going to go to the closest weapon area, and that is the Marabunta Grande at point A. That's just over by Lester's house, so heading over there as quickly as we can to pick up the weapons and the armour. Now, if you want stronger armour or better weapons, you can go to B or C, but those locations are further away and will take you longer to go and collect them and obviously get back to Vincent's factory. But over here, all we're doing is getting down to this road here, taking out some enemies. Grey Guts has jumped on to the left to pick up the armour, and all we need to do is now search the back of these 3 cars. Got lucky in finding it in the first car that I looked in, but now that we've got it we can simply make our way back to Vincent's lockup. Now, what I will say is, if you do cock up any of these setups, or if you feel that they are taking far too long, simply dashboard, quit out the mission and restart it. It won't affect your overall time. The 45 minutes is your completion time, total completion time for each individual setup. So if you don't complete it quick enough, dashboard out it and restart it. Now, with the weapons and armour, the leader, once it's all been delivered back, he must confirm the weapons and armour. And as you can see up in the top left corner, I've just confirmed the weapons and the gear, and then I confirm it. And with that done, the mission is completed. Next up is Hit and Run, and this is where we are going to be collecting our getaway vehicle. Now, you do actually have a bit of a choice here. C is out of the question, it's not on a direct road up to Palito Bay, so that only leaves A and B. A will be the Marabunta Grande vehicle and is generally somewhere in the Sandy Shores region, and B is the professional vehicle, which is generally for us always been at the power plant, and we thought we'd go for the power plant as it was on the highway all the way up, so not a difficult road to drive. Having said that, the second I go off-road, I go and cock it up. Definite skill issue there once again, but the other 2 guys are way ahead and making their way inside the power plant to go and collect the vehicle that we're going to be using to escape on the finale. But heading down there, what I want to be doing is trying to concentrate on that helicopter. Unfortunately, I should have stopped a little bit earlier, but Grey Guts was on hand and was taking out the helicopter for me, as Nodix had already got the vehicle and was making his way out. Now, it's at this point, if you are playing with 3 or 4 players, the only people that need to be going to Palito Bay is the person that's in the vehicle and someone to help him make his escape once he's delivered it. The other 2 guys do not need to come anywhere near Palito Bay, and as you can see in the minimap, Grey Guts is away back there, sitting in his Gauntlet Interceptor, eating donuts and drinking coffee like any good cop should be. Meanwhile, Nodix is heading all the way up the freeway to Palito Bay and that garage. Now, one thing to take note of is if you're driving the car, keep an eye out for any indicators that you need to go and repair the vehicle at LS Customs, as if the enemy do damage it too much on the escape, you will need to have it repaired before delivering it to the garage. So look out for the notification up in the top left corner. Now, it's not that difficult escaping the enemy who are generally driving the Grangers. They can be a little bit of a nuisance, but nothing too difficult. Now, fortunately enough, on this playthrough this time we kept the car in a reasonably good condition, and Nodix did not need to take the car into Beaker's garage right there at Polito Bay, so it was just a straight shot all the way through to the garage where we're going to store it. It does help if I get the right turning, but once we do get there, Nodix has delivered it. I'm going to collect him to make our escape, but I am also going to confirm via the text message that that is the vehicle that we're going to use for the escape. And heading down the freeway, that is it, mission completed. Moving on though to our final setup, which is Disorganized Crime, and it is this mission that decides whether or not you're going to go in a stealthy approach or as an aggressive approach. And as you've probably guessed already, we are not caring too much about stealth. This is all about speed and getting this one done as quickly as possible. The aim of the game on this one is just to get in and get out as quickly as possible with that key card. We're not going to bother destroying any of the camera footage. We're going to blow up everything inside the garage, and we are not going to escape with the truck that's carrying the Cluckin Bell crates. All we're going to do is get in, cause mass destruction, and get back out as quickly as possible. There you go, you can see each of us has went to one of the vans and we've done the hack on it. And with the third one completed, it will then give you a location of the warehouse that you need to get to. Now everybody does need to get to this location before we can enter it. Now this warehouse location will change over the course of the 3 missions that we'd done previously. It had always been a different location, although always on the east side of the city in this general area. But as you can see, once we're inside, we are just going for it. We are just causing mass destruction and taking out everybody. We are not going to, however, destroy the tapes. All we're looking for is the drill. Nodix beat me to that one there, and Grey Guts actually beats me to the one on the other side. We were still kind of learning the layouts at this point, so wasn't entirely sure where the second drill bit was, and it is in fact on that table just outside the office. But Grey Guts beat me to it, and we picked up the key card. As soon as that key card has been picked up, all you need to do is get out and make your escape. Once we're outside, we will not be taking the red truck back there at Lester's factory. That is used for the stealth approach. All we're going to do is get the hell out of Dodge. Now it does say escape the cartel, and like I say, we were still kind of testing at this point, so we were actually stopping and taking out the cartel, but having taken them all out, it didn't make much of a difference. They just kept spawning in, so we kind of realised, don't bother trying to stop and take them out. Just drive as fast as you can, as far away from the area as possible, and once you're at that set distance, that is it, mission complete. And as you saw there, we completed this one in a time of 5 minutes and 25 seconds. Moving on to the finale, we knew that we had just slightly under 19 minutes to get this one completed, and there we go. As you can see, still testing. If that door does shut on you, there is an electrical box on the left hand side that you can shoot to open it up, but the main thing is getting off that train as quickly as possible and jumping inside before the shutters go down. Now, aim of the game here is that I am going to be collecting the product in both of the locations. Nodix and Grey Guts are going to go to the office, and one is going to provide cover while the other one uses the hacking device. All I'm going to be doing here is collecting the product from both of the locations. Fairly easy, there's only a couple of guards inside each of the locations that we need to worry about. And in the meantime, that you can see in the bottom left there, Grey Guts has unlocked the office door. Now, you don't need to worry about collecting the keys to the office door. All you need to do is blow the door open with one of your weapons. You don't need to find the keys for that. But once inside the office, you can hack the computer and get the hacking device to find the other 3 computers that will have the safe code. The hacking device itself can be found on your weapon wheel, and there in the bottom left you can see that Nodix has in fact found both 2 out of 3, and then the final safe code data acquired from the 3 computers that are dotted around the inside of the factory. And once he has in fact collected those 3 data from the 3 computers, he's heading over to the safe to unlock it and collect the loot from inside the safe. Once they have collected the loot from the safe, all they need to do is head to the back doors. However, they cannot shoot out the electrical box until I have exited the second cocaine lockup area. But once that's done, they can shoot open the back door and they are making their way towards the escape vehicle. They're not going to hang about and wait for me. They are in fact just going to bring the car to me and come and pick me up. As you can see on the minimap, they have exited the car lockup and are making their way towards me. All I need to do is get out of the crates and jump in the back. From here, it is quite simply getting our way out of that wee fenced in area and getting onto the train tracks. And from there, we are free and clear. The only thing left to do is just to lose the cops. Now, taking the train tracks is by far the easiest way, but as you can see, the mini map is still flashing away there red and blue, and it will remain that way until we are clear of the second tunnel. Once we are out of that second tunnel, we will begin to lose the cops. Now, and I did watch an early video from TGG that said you did need to be all the way in the city or right down south of the map before you started to lose the cops, or did in fact lose the cops. I can tell you and show you that is, you don't need to head all the way down. As you can see, getting to this point here, we are now starting to lose the cops. All we need to do is just hang about, avoid the cops, avoid the helicopters, their cones of vision, just for a minute or so, and we will lose them all the way up in the hills here. But once we have in fact lost them at this point, we are just quite simply taking a nice easy drive all the way back to Vincent's lockup, and that is it. Mission completed. And as you can see up in the top left hand side there, we did in fact do this in 9 minutes and 10 seconds. That does of course mean that our overall mission time for this playthrough was 35 minutes and 15 seconds, so almost a full 10 minutes to play about with there. So as you can see, on hard mode with 3 players, it is really easy to get this one done. If you want to make it really easy for yourself, fair enough, go and put it on easy mode, but there's really no need to. Keep it on normal, pop it onto hard, especially if you've got other players helping you out. It is one of the easiest contact missions I've actually done, and in terms of the career progress, I am so glad they moved away from their usual contact mission requirements of hard mode, accuracy, health, etc. And to finish off the career progress ranking video that I did the other day there, I would put this one as an A tier, I think. Yeah, definitely an A tier. But there you have it guys, that is that one completed. Once we get back to the lockup and getting out of that cutscene, we do get the notification through that we have in fact completed the Cluckin Bell Farm Raid in less than 45 minutes as a leader. And like I said earlier in the video, we did in fact go ahead and play through this 2 more times, so as Nodix and Greyguts got theirs done as well. But there you have it guys, that is it from me for today. If you did enjoy the video or did find it useful, please do leave a like, and if you are new here, why not consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.